Welcome to Books Just Want to Have Fun, the podcast where we dive into the world of books and bring you honest reviews and insightful discussions. Today is our Reading Roulette episode. This time, we've all read different books. We're keeping these books or these reviews as spoiler-free as possible. And today, Jessica is not here, but she sent her husband, Ray, in her stead. Hello, Ray.
I was not voluntold. I was excited to do it. So
Yeah.
she didn't just volunteer me to go. I was like, let's do it.
And I appreciate it because this is now my only creative outlet. Story
That's
for another
fair.
day. So yeah, I'm excited that we're doing this
Yes, we're gonna have some
because
good books for you today.
I might have to stop playing The Sims. So, editing podcasts and dedicating all of my creative energies into books to cram is where my life is now.
It's a big long sad tale. You should write a book about your sad tale about The Sims. That's a
Write a
good creative
book
outlet.
about my sad Sims tale. Oh,
There's a creative outlet for you.
All right, would you like to go first?
I will let you go first.
Oh, okay. So I read as part of our book club, The Knight and the Moth. And uh a bummer that Jessica is not here because this was her pick for book club.
Yeah, what I was gonna say. Why is she not here? And it's her pick. That's strange.
I don't know. Maybe she thought I was saving it for when she could record. And now I
That's
feel like a
okay.
bad friend. But now I'm
You're
doing
not
it anyway.
do it anyway. Now I'll pretend like I read the book because I'm going to know what's up and I'm just going to drop quotes from it. It'll be perfect.
All right.
Sneaky.
So it is The Knight and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I'm assuming is how you say her name. It could be Gillig. It is a G before an I. You never know.
So it's like GIF instead of
Um,
GIF.
yeah.
It's like the
Do I
peanut
get to
butter.
just decide how I pronounce her name based on how I pronounce G's?
I don't know. I would say it's a G.
Gillig.
I always
I will
remember
say.
like GIF. I remember it like GIF peanut butter and GIF is the little image on your that you send people that's like the animated dancing.
Yeah, but technically a G before an I or an E makes it soft sound. So
Like a
like it's a
giraffe. Oh
GIF. But then
crap.
but you give gifts with a hard G, which is why it's impossible for second graders to learn how to read. Uh,
We're just butchering this poor woman's name. All right.
uh,
Folks, the
blurb.
ADHD is real with this call. We are
Did you
going to
take your
bring the
meds today? Because I did
ADHD.
not take my
I
meds
did not. No, I
today.
forgot this morning. So the ADHD
Best
is going to be
episode
real today.
ever. This will be our best episode. All right. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as the omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the Stonewater Kingdom's windswept moors and craggy mountains to learn their futures by her dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical, and devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions. But when Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. For the world outside the cathedral's cloister is wrought with the peril. Only the gods have the answers she is seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. And
Okay.
I did not read the blurb before reading the book, and I feel like I have, like, yes, that's the book, but also, no, that's not the book.
Okay.
I mean, obviously it is the book, but having read it without having read that first, I guess I don't know if I understand it differently now or whatnot, but also for the purposes of video, look at how pretty.
That's a really nice looking book.
Yeah. Um, I borrowed it from the library. Well, Jen got it from the library and I used her
Yeah.
copy. And then I loved it so much I bought it. I really liked this
Okay.
book. It was a very different take on fantasy. Um, the library had it coded as science fiction, but then also romance. And I was really confused because I wouldn't say it's a romance book or a science fiction book. I would say it's fantasy. And I wouldn't even super call it romantasy unless we're diving into the world of like when women write fantasy, it's automatically romantasy. Like, yes, according to that blurb, there was the like dark
He was
handsome guy,
handsome. Yeah.
but 95% of the book is not romance. So
Okay.
them putting that right there in the blurb, I guess, was maybe to catch the interest of romantasy people. Or I've just been
Yeah.
reading so much romantasy that the light romance in this made me think it wasn't
just,
really romantic.
just, just it didn't touch the romantasy nerve. It was
No,
right over it.
but it was, without giving anything away, it was a very different premise from fantasy than things that have been popular lately. It
Okay.
was really cool. It was different. The way the book is written was different. Not to step on things that Jessica might say, but she's not here, so I'm going to say it.
Yeah, you say it.
She liked her other book, One Dark Window, because of the way that it was written differently. Um, it was a delight in all of the romantasy that's coming around, and then this one being different and really its own story. And I still had surprises. Like it wasn't, I couldn't see it coming. And there's no dragons.
No dragons. Yeah,
I
well, that's
know,
fun.
finally,
No.
a book with no dragon. I mean, I like dragons, but this one was able to be a fantasy book without any dragons or
That's good.
wyverns. There were no wyverns either.
Okay.
Um, my rating is 5 out of 5 moths.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Knight and the Moth. So I'm giving it moths.
All
Five out of
right.
five moths. I, I mean, I liked it so much that I bought my own hardcover copy after borrowing it from the library.
I mean, that's a pretty good selling point to own the book that you've already read.
Yeah.
It it
I would
sounded like
recommend it.
something that it sounded like something I would read just based on what you said. Like, and based on the blurb, I was like, oh, this sounds good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
don't
was
judge a
good.
book by its cover, but I judged it. So
I know Jess was worried that after her last book club pick, it didn't go south. Jessica, if you're listening, it did not go south. It's just we didn't understand why we picked it. This one was like unanimous in book club. Everybody liked it. And we have someone in our club who like absolutely hates fantasy and she liked it.
okay,
Because it wasn't heavy in the world building.
yeah,
So like it was sure it was a little confusing because it was like this little teeny tiny town country world. Like there was only like 5 towns in the whole world, I guess. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's more world beyond that, but because it's a
hmm
duology, so there's going to be another one.
Ooh,
Um,
okay,
but yeah, it was great. But yeah, so that's that. And I would definitely recommend it. And I would say that it is perfect for anyone who's tired of the same old romantasy being rinsed and repeated in books that are coming out lately.
I like it.
Yeah.
It has just based on the blurb, based on what you said, it seems like it has a good premise like that. Like that's something I would read. And I think to your point where you said the problem with a lot of fantasy is the world building piece that loses a lot of people. And
Yeah. That's why a lot of
if it
people
does,
that I know that don't like it don't like fantasy.
yeah, yeah.
They're like,
And the people who do, they nerd out on it. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, build that
yeah.
world.
Well, so I get mad when um like there's a lot of world building and then the one thing I have a question about is like not they've got like a glossary, they've got family trees, they've got maps, and then I
Mm-hmm.
come across like a creature and I'm like, "Oh, let me go to the creature glossary." And the one creature I have a question about is not in the creature. I'm like,
No,
"Really?" Really. You were able to inform me about everything else so well and in so much detail. I didn't turn to the glossary once, but the one time I needed the glossary, you didn't.
You told me the pronunciation and etymology of the fourth protagonist's name. But that cool lizard guy, he's not included. Like what? Yeah, no.
We're just gonna have a whole chapter about being afraid of the cool lizard guy, but we're not explaining the cool lizard guy ever.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. What did you read?
All right. So I don't have the book in front of me because I don't read physical books because I haven't for a long time. So anyway, I read Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. Um, I had heard of this book before I ever picked it up because we'll just keep throwing Jessica under the bus here since she's not on. But we actually had a friend recommend it, and she started reading it and could not get through it.
Well,
And I'll explain why. But first, I'll give you the summary here. So the back cover blurb. You know what's worse than breaking up with your girlfriend? Being stuck with her prize-winning show cat. And you know what's worse than that? An alien invasion, the destruction of all man-made structures on Earth, and the systematic exploitation of all survivors for a sadistic intergalactic game show. That's what. Join Coast Guard vet Carl and his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut, as they try to survive the end of the world, or just get to the next level, in a video game-like trap-filled fantasy dungeon. A dungeon that's actually the set of a reality television show with countless viewers across the galaxy. Exploding goblins, magical potions, deadly drug-dealing llamas. This ain't your ordinary game show.
I want to read this book so badly now.
So the reason that Jess did not finish this, just going in, is that this book for gamers, you will just nerd out, because as Carl and as Princess Donut go along, any of you who are there's a big D&D element to this, but as they're going along and they're progressing, they get achievements. Now, the way this pops up is you have to imagine that you have an interface that's like in front of you in your day to day, and like something will pop up on their screen, which is their real life. And it'll be like, achievement, you just defeated this character, or you just accomplished this task. And they get prizes and things along the way. And
It's like Scott
it,
Pilgrim.
yeah, a little bit. And it was just a lot. Jess was like, it was too video gamey for me. Now, I will say it builds a little bit that way in the beginning. The achievements and the video gaminess of like all of them popping up, they describe them in the more in depth in the beginning of the book, and as they continue, he'll mention them, but they don't go into the full detail of some things, because it would be a lot. But there is a humor in the game. The game itself is that they are playing is just downright sarcastic in a lot of ways. The way that the game is created, and I'm going to do this without spoiling too much, but basically the characters of the game and the NPCs and the mobs in the game are taken from Earth culture, from this alien species and what they see of it, and then molded to be just like a ridiculous character. It's really well written. Like the concept is something I would have never think. I mean, you're like, oh, game show where they have to survive Hunger Games. No, it's not. Like it has all these different elements that I think I'm going to skip to the why would I recommend it.
Yeah.
If you like any sort of video games of anything, like it doesn't have to be a D&D or an RPG type game. If you like anything like that, you're going to love it because you feel so heard. Like all these achievements popping up, and they're talking about mobs, and they're making potions, and they're creating crafts, and they're like all that stuff, and save points and things like those all exist. And you're going to be like, oh man.
I
There
need
is
save points in real life.
yeah, right. Sorry, I want to undo that, Tay. Let me go back. Where did I last save? Oh, it auto saved early. Crap. It's so good. And It is book 1 of 7 in the series. I'm on
Oh,
book
wow.
4 right now, but it's just the character progression. You wouldn't expect it in a book that's this ridiculous. I'm going to stick with your style. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 mobs, which any of our
Ah.
nerds will totally get. That means it's good for those people who don't understand what the mobs are. Uh,
Yeah, I didn't. I did
but
moth.
but yeah, yeah, I did mobs, you did moth. It's good. Um, so yeah, I highly recommend this. You don't have to like video games to like it. If you think you're like, oh man, I can't push through this, do it. It's worth it. Um, uh, it's not even a long book. It's like 464 pages. It's not super long. It's awesome. Go read.
Love it. It reminds me, like when you first started talking, well, it reminded me of so many things while you were talking, like the movie Scott Pilgrim. And then there's this book that I keep every once in a while, I start reading and then for some reason never finish. And I don't like, there's never like, it's not because I don't want to finish it. It's just because, like, I don't know, life happens. And it's called John Dies at the End. And from what I remember of
Okay.
every time I start it and finish it, is like people start going away from memories.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like going through and trying to like, it just felt very along the same lines. Like I was going to be like, is it by the same author? It is not by the same author. Um, so now again, I'm motivated to read John Dies in the End.
As I say, I've never even heard of that, but that sounds interesting. I would say that this book has obviously gotten a lot of popularity recently. Like it's a book talk
Mm,
sort of phenomenon.
yeah.
But I know that Goodreads are a thing here, so I've just pulled it up. So it's a 4.5 on Goodreads, out of
Oh,
148,890 ratings. Like
oh wow.
it's got a lot of ratings, a lot of reviews, and it's just really good. And yeah, go read
Yeah. I
for sure.
I'm sold. It's gonna be on my next round of purchasing
I want.
books.
I'm trying to get Jessica to read it again.
She
So
has to.
we'll push it. We'll push through and see if she can do it. But
It
and then
sounds
she
so fun.
I would like if I were in a book club, I would recommend it for book club. I know that from what I know, that would not go well in your book club. I don't think people would vote for this, but
Especially
oh
not
wait,
with
we're
the
doing the
wall
wheel,
cover. Yeah.
guys. The wheel just popped up on my screen. I did not know the wheel was happening. So all right,
I was just getting it ready.
I'm
There are
so ready for the
new
wheel.
new things on the wheel. Um, Thank you to our people on Instagram for sending me suggestions for the wheel. Um, Not all of them worked as like wheel things with the book, but I did make a separate category of like podcast theme ideas. So these are
Okay,
new. I'll show you all the new options. So like we would do a couple of them don't necessarily have to tie into the books that we read, but then some of them do. So like a bookish confession, that wouldn't have anything to do with the books we're reading. It would be like, I secretly don't like Agatar, like that kind of thing. I do, don't
okay,
come at me. Um, Unpopular book opinions, what your reading rituals are, and then we get into the ones that would go with the stories we read. So like dream casting and alternate ending. If you switched its genre, if you liked this, try that. We could theme it to this month, which don't know when I'm going to put this podcast out. So that one's a little bit hard until I start planning myself a schedule. So we'll skip that one if that one comes out. Summarize it backwards, apply a self-care tip to it, what a character's like signature drink order would be at like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, a cocktail that would go with the book. We could cast the film, we could create a board game based on it. A what if, so kind of like you probably watched the Marvel show What If, like where it was like what if
I think I've heard it.
like Thor was Captain America, like that kind of thing. Um, the Bechdel test, like does your book pass the Bechdel test? What would be on the soundtrack for this book? Fan fiction, something about it. Change genders of the main characters. That one I did with one of our ARC authors, and it led to a very interesting conversation. Especially because hers had a lot of representation in her book, so it kind of made a lot of
Hmm.
things complicated,
Okay.
especially with a gender binary. And then there's like a
Yeah.
sandwich, and then we could play two truths and a lie about it. So, like, I would say two things that are true in the book and one that's a lie, and then you have to guess it.
Ooh, all right. I'm loving a lot of these. I'm
Hmm.
actually going. I'm in my head going through. Like I saw the casting one, and I
You're
have
like, ooh, I hope
cast.
we get this one. All right. So, in our
I
new
have
podcast,
cast. I do. I kind of hope we get that one. But
okay, our first wheel spin of fun for our new podcast format.
this is me drum rolling. If you're watching, you
Does
can
it
see
make
my
its own
hands.
noise?
Looks like I'm milking a cow.
Does it make noise? Can you hear it?
If you like this, try that.
What could I say? If you liked a certain book, you would try my book. If you can think of one first, you can jump in. If you
I
like,
I mean, I know I'll let you think. I know I sort of spoke to it, but I think that if you have any, if you like anything to do with RPG gaming, um, with role playing, if you like, especially if you like D&D, if you are just an overall kind of a nerd, like me, you will absolutely. I would say that like I've actually talked to one or two people who are not book readers, and I've convinced
mm,
them to read this book
oh,
because of how well you can tell that the writer either plays a lot of D&D or he did some research to write this book.
yeah,
But yeah, if even if you're not a reader, I would say if you fall into any of that nerd D&D gamer category, just go read it. It'll make you happy.
nice. Uh, mine, I'm like looking at my bookshelf and I'm like, well, I could plug that ARC reader with her book. So if you liked Poisoned Pawn, you would like The Knight and the Moth.
Okay.
Conversely, if you've read The Knight and the Moth, go read my friend's book, Poison Pond. I want to tell you, if you liked A Court of Thorns and Roses, you'd like this, but this doesn't have, like, it would have to be if you liked the first one, like the actual first A Court of Thorns and Roses, not necessarily the series. Um,
Okay.
or if you wanted to say, like, A Court of Thorns and Roses and Throne of Glass had a baby, I guess.
Okay.
Or if you liked A Court of Thorns and Roses and you wished that there was a less annoying female lead and you didn't want fairies and dragons, you would like A Night in the Moth.
Okay.
I'm like trying to think,
I
like you haven't, and then I guess her Rachel Gillig's other book, if you liked One Dark Window, you'll like The Night in the Moth. I, I haven't really read another book like it. Like I don't know how to.
So if I'm going by a book, if I was going by a book for mine, because like obviously I said all of the non booky things, but for the
Yeah.
book readers, if you liked the sort of absurd, witty, almost laugh out loud humor of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, um, the book, not the movie. I mean, the movie was good, but the book
Mm.
kills me. If you liked that, where it was just there were moments where when I read it, I laughed out loud. That style of just the witty kind of ridiculousness of
I like it.
Hitchhikers. This is a good. It's a good comparison for just the style overall.
Nice. Yeah.
Next up,
Um, Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Please give us your thoughts on the new, quicker, shorter format. Um, just to remind you, we talked about Dungeon Crawler Carl
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
and The Knight and the Moth. One sci-fi and video gamey, the other fantasy with a slight touch of romance. Um, Please give us your feedback on Instagram, pretty much any social media platform I have tried to put us on, Blue Sky, Twitter. We're all some version of books just want to have fun, books have fun, books want fun, books having fun, depending on how many
Fun
characters they needed
books.
to
Books,
use.
fun books.
Books have fun. Um, we're even on Tumblr. You can watch these videos on YouTube now. Um, yeah,
Take it over the
comment what
globe.
you're reading, comment what we should read next, comment things to add to our wheel. And please
Yeah.
like and subscribe this podcast wherever it is that you are listening right now.
Yeah, and give me more sci-fi, you know, the non-typical smutty romantasy books that are I'm hearing on here. Give me some other nerd stuff to read.
Yeah, that's why I picked The Knight and the Moth, so we didn't have to talk smut. All right, thanks. Oh, and as always,
I can count.
okay,
One,
just usually
two.
counts.
All right, good. I'll take her spot then. 1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy
reading.
reading! Yay, we did it.
Bye all.